This is just Kimberly. Here, we honor the pivots of life as moments of learning and transformation. I'm Kimberly, and together we'll explore the practice of cultivating clarity, resilience, and grace with every step forward. This is your invitation to slow down, listen in, and find meaning in the unexpected. Welcome to the Just Kimberly Show, where we pivot with grace. Today I'm here with my dear friend Tami. Tami, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
So excited to have you here today in the studio.
So happy to be here.
Oh, that's great. You have such a story to tell, and I'm very happy to have you here to be able to share your story to help others.
Yes.
And you have a really neat place.
Thank you.
Of wellness, and I think we should cheerlead for that.
Yes, for sure.
I would love to jump right in.
All right, let's do it.
Sounds good. What first inspired you to start Cary Apothecary and create a space dedicated to natural health?
So this was an idea when I was laying in my bed, debilitated from Lyme disease, and I used it as a motivator. I kept telling myself if I were able to ever overcome this and one day be functional again, that I wanted to create a safe space for people that were going through chronic illnesses, or who just needed a place that offered healthy alternatives that would be kind of adjunct resource and care to whatever path they were going down, whether it was allopathic or herbal medicine. I wanted to be able to be like a partner with people in the community to help them heal.
Thank you for that. Your mission is to help others become the next best version of themselves. Mm-hmm. What does that mean to you personally?
I think going through the whole experience with my Lyme disease, being able to turn it into something more and not let it define me is very near and dear to my heart. So when people come into my store and they ask for advice, or they're just looking for resources, I'm happy to empower them and help them be their best advocate for their own health and to really just take charge of whatever they're going through in their life and be a motivator for them and let them know that there are so many stones to be turned over still in whatever they're experiencing.
Thank you for that. Are you willing to share just, elevator speech about Lyme disease and how that came about for you? And I think that would be helpful for others because it is much more predominant than some people are aware.
Yeah.
And it hits individuals differently, but are you open to sharing just a little bit about that part of your journey?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
This takes me back to November 2012, and I was a fourth grade teacher with your daughter. I was so excited to have my own classroom, and I was newly married. Life was kind of traditionally going the way that I thought it was going to go. I became very ill. I remember at the Thanksgiving table, and we left and went to the emergency room. And I left with not a real diagnosis, and that put me into like several months worth of hospital hopping and doctor hopping, where I was diagnosed with many different things, one being rheumatoid arthritis, one being multiple sclerosis. One doctor had insinuated that I was having like a psychotic episode, that I was just having this somatic issue, that I was making it up, that I had developed like chronic pain syndrome or migraines. My favorite one was called New Daily Persistent Headache Syndrome, which was basically him saying, well, you're just going to have a headache every day, but there is no reason for that. And I thought it was very bizarre because I was alive and healthy and well, a couple months before that. So I went to all the specialists and started having like cardiac issues, a lot of neurological symptoms, a lot of memory problems, debilitating pain like head to toe, just overall weakness and fatigue, and just had no control over my body anymore. Eventually found a physician who was doing adequate testing, which most people don't know here in the United States. A lot of our traditional labs are not catching cases of Lyme disease and other tick-borne illnesses, which has to push people to take control of their own health, think outside the box, find doctors who do know more about different lab testing, And there are a lot of out-of-pocket costs associated with that. But at this point in my journey, I was just so debilitated that it wasn't really an option anymore to keep with allopathic medicine. So we found like functional medicine doctors that they call Lyme literate doctors, which means they have extra training and specialize in tick-borne diseases in general. So got those results and was pretty happy about it. I mean, I was happy because I knew what was wrong with me now, but now all of these other things that I had been doing to try to heal myself were either like completely toxic to me and were actually pushing me in the wrong direction with all of the drugs and the things that people were putting me on. So now I had a direction and did the allopathic medicine for several months until there was a plateau, and I didn't think I was going to get any better after that. So that's when we opened our eyes to functional medicine, chiropractors, Chinese medicine, homeopathy, naturopathic physicians, anything that I could do that was going to heal myself from the inside out. So that kind of put me on this journey of healing, which I'm still on today. It's important to note that Lyme disease goes undiagnosed often, and it can be masked by all kinds of different symptoms, and not every single person will present the same at all. That's why it's really hard to get the diagnosis. And with our standardized testing here, it's failing a lot of people. So a lot of people are going undiagnosed for many, 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 many years and getting the wrong treatments and not getting the results that they deserve because they're not getting an accurate diagnosis. The CDC now says they're acknowledging that more than 300,000 people in the U.S. a year will contract Lyme disease, but we think that the numbers are still a lot higher than that. So it's very serious. People, like if you just look it up, they'll say like, 7 to 10 days of antibiotics and you're good. And it's not like that, especially if it had time to incubate in your body for so long. Now you're dealing with all the effects of every system in your body, and you could have many doctors on your team dealing with lots of different things. So it's just finding what works for you.
You're a warrior.
Trying.
Yes, but giving back. So talk about pivoting with grace. Sometimes the grace is hard to find, but
totally.
We're all presented with various pivots, and that's such a huge one. But in the manner that you're moving forward in life to be able to help others, to raise awareness, to dedicate your time, your resources, to be able to have a shop that calls attention to helping individuals just with a healthier lifestyle. It means so much. So I feel like that was important to talk about just as we set the stage. Setting the stage and being able to move forward for a couple other pieces. So
for sure.
Let's continue on the journey and some pivots. So looking back on your experience with Lyme disease, where was the turning point when you decided to take ownership of your healing journey? So you just shared a whole piece of it, but where was that like moment of I'm making this change?
It was, I had a PICC line, which is basically like a catheter that is inserted into your arm and then it drops down near your heart where you take IV antibiotics. So I was doing that plus oral antibiotics and some other medications. And I remember one night I woke up and the PICC line had basically made its way out of my arm. And I just looked at it and I was like, I think I'm done. I don't think that this is working for me anymore. I think this is a sign that my body is like this
rejecting
is, you're done.
And
all the side effects from the medication too, it was beginning to be hard for me to understand, am I still sick from this, or is this what these medicines are doing to my body? So that's when I was like, I think I'm just done. So I did tons of research. I was laying in bed all day, every day. So I had time to research with what very little brain capacity I had at the time. And I found a clinic in Wichita, Kansas. And I found a support group on Facebook of all these people that had been there. And I joined the group, and then I started just spending my days talking to all these people on the phone about, if they would open up to me about their own journeys and how their experience was there, because it was a big financial investment for my family. And obviously it's in Kansas, so we had to stay there for 2 weeks. And I could not find anything negative about this place or about any of they were all doctors of chiropractic. So that raised some red flags with people like, oh, there's no medical doctors there. But I was like, it doesn't really matter to me anymore. Like, I'm just out of here. So I got on the wait list and ended up going there, I think a month or two later. And it was probably the best decision for me because I was able to get off all the medications. I was still very ill. It wasn't like I healed right away. I went back like 3 more times. And then I got to the point where I was like, I think I can manage this with the people that are local that know me, and I'll just continue my care like that. So that's kind of the track I've been on ever since I left Kansas.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Turning point there. So where did you find grace in moments of uncertainty and setbacks? Because there were certainly a bunch within that part of your journey.
Yeah, there were a lot of setbacks, especially like when you have, you have like 2 good days or so, and then you could have like 7 bad days that follow it. And it's hard to keep the momentum moving forward. And I learned to kind of have grace with my body and to listen to my body and let myself have those bad days, because every bad day that I had only made me stronger in the end. So it was a lot of learning happened during that time, and a lot of patience and resilience. And I think that's what killed me, because I'm so used to like, I'm going to get this done, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And I couldn't do anything. Like my biggest accomplishments someday were like brushing my teeth or walking to my mailbox. And I started journaling also. Like every day I would write down like, I did this. And then I would look back like 6 months prior and I was like, I did nothing 6 months prior. So to be able to do one thing is like just seeing the progress.
There you go.
That's what helped me.
There you go. Yes. So how has living with this chronic disease influenced the way that you coach and support others today? I'm still like very sensitive to it because I don't want to always impose my lifestyle on other people. And that was like the premise behind Cary Apothecary, was also just to like, you don't have to come in and you don't have to have a chronic disease. You don't have to know all these things about all these different vitamins and supplements. It was like, I can just teach you how to have a non-toxic candle in your house. Everyday replacements for everyday things. And just approaching people with kindness and compassion, and always being like a listening ear and being a resource. Like, I'm here, you can use me if you want, but I'm also not going to, impose on you. Sometimes people don't want all the education. Right. Yeah,
and
true.
that's okay.
Yeah.
So like, I'm here if you need me, but if you don't, and that's okay. Like if you can leave my store learning one new thing, like that's huge for me.
I like how you say that. So lessons in wellness and resilience. You often help people understand their unique imbalances, I would say. That was something that came to mind, right?
Yes.
After being in your shop and knowing a bit about you. What does that mean, and how do you guide individuals towards balance? And you answered it a little bit in this last question. You can take it a little farther if you'd like.
Sure.
So how do you go about that?
I think just like going in with an open mind and an open heart always, because we're all different. And like you said, we're all unique. So somebody's, chronic, whatever, eczema or something, they might view that as like, this is the worst thing, in the whole entire planet. And like, everything is relevant. Like there is no problem that is too small or too big. Like where there is always a solution, and there's always different things to do for all of these different problems. So just being open and having those conversations. And I'm just so thankful that people want to talk to me about these things and they feel comfortable with me. So being able to like provide resources within the community, showing them physically different alternatives in my shop, and letting them try things. And I think that people find that to be very, great. They love to be able to try before they buy, which is great as well. And they love to, I personally don't put anything in my store that I myself have not either like put on my body or had in my home. So I can speak to all these things and speak to the experience of it. And people really appreciate that also.
I highly respect that.
Yeah.
And being in your store, that is certainly the feel.
Yeah.
Because you have so many different nooks and crannies of the county and surrounding area with what an individual will specialize in, and you bring that forward, but with grace and in a very humbling manner in how you'll explain that. And
Right.
yeah, not pushing it on individuals,
No.
but saying like, hey, what's your interest? Or if they just want to quietly,
Yeah.
move around and shop, like go for it. Check out the shop.
And
You're
that's
good to go,
fine
you
too.
know?
I find a lot of women like to come in alone
Yeah.
so they can just like be
5
alone and
minutes alone.
just walk around and just read and smell and open. And that's also
Part of the experience.
it is like
Really.
just being able to be present.
Mm-hmm.
So that's huge.
I agree with you. So as a mama, as a mother,
Yes.
how do you model wellness and balance at home while running a business and all the other things that you do?
I was gonna say I think I'm still trying to find the balance, but
Okay.
They know how important it is to me, and I think they're learning through my experience as well. And I've told them about what has happened to me in my life. And we always talk about just being safe, during certain times of the year, checking our bodies, checking our clothes. I don't want to scare them to be outside. I want them to still embrace the outdoors, but just in a safe way. Like there was a point in my life, I don't think I didn't step on grass for like 5 years, like legit PTSD diagnosis from it. Like I was just so scared. And I didn't want that for my kids. Like I want them to be able to just be kids and be free, but they're aware though. And with food, like we try to meal plan together sometimes if we can. We talk about what we're going to pack in our lunches every day the night before. We look at the school menu and see if it's a healthy choice or not. And just trying to, bring that to them and teach them early as well.
Yeah, great process. For someone just beginning a natural health journey, what simple practices do you recommend?
I think like the mind and the body are so connected, right? So I always think mental health is just as important as physical health. Therapy, mindfulness, meditation, simple things like taking an Epsom salt bath, like getting that magnesium in, legs up on the wall at night, journaling, getting rid of your Yankee candles, swapping them with cleaner candles, taking a simple probiotic each day, like all these things, they don't need to change your daily living, but they're just like extra little things that can help you make extra healthy choices sometimes.
A little boost.
Yeah, just a little bit. And you don't need them every day. Sometimes we just take them when we're sick, and that's okay too, but it's just, I try to empower people that your body the best, so you have to go with what feels right.
What brings you the greatest joy in serving the local community through Cary Apothecary?
Just being able to connect with people, hearing people's stories, seeing, it's important to me that my kids see me work hard and they see me trying to build something bigger, and just to educate people in the public. I love connecting with other business owners, learning about why they got into what they got into, and the story behind their businesses, because then I can retell their stories, and that helps people connect with the products as well.
Yeah, same. Same.
Yeah.
For the pride with my children, but then also as I've built out these various facets in this 2.0 of just Kimberly.
Yes.
There is so much to
All
that.
the things.
All the things.
Yes.
Yes. So I have a few more questions.
Of course.
And these will, I guess, group them as closing reflections, if you will. So what chapter of your life feels most alive for you right now?
I would say most alive is, there's so many. I don't know. Just
Oh, that's wonderful.
yeah. I mean, trying to be more present with my kids, making real memories, building my store with them. Like they came and they painted the walls, and we're moving in the spring/summer.
Congratulations on
thank
that
you.
new property.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that. And just getting rid of things in my life that are toxic to me, and that's mentally and physically, and just making choices about where I want to allocate my time now. And that is empowering to make those decisions, because I was a big people-pleasing person for a very long time. But when at the end of the day, we have to take care of ourselves if we want to take care of the people we need to take care of. So that's where it makes me feel alive. Like things are moving forward, wheels are in motion, and that makes me so excited for the future.
So important, and I'm so excited for you. So what has been a pivot point where you've had to choose a new direction with grace?
A pivot point?
Yeah. Pivot point for a new direction with grace.
Gosh. Okay. So throughout the process, I had a very unexpected family dynamic change, and we had adopted our baby Remy, and I had to adjust to being a single mom who was still sick. And I credit Remy, honestly, was saving my life. I can't talk about it without tearing up, because she gave me a reason to be alive and to keep moving forward. And it didn't really matter what I was going through at the time. Like, it mattered, but I had this person to keep alive. So she took whatever I was feeling physically and emotionally, I had to put that second to my baby. So I was like, what am I going to do with this situation? Like, this can either completely break me. Yeah. And, it did, but I can also move forward. And one day when I do share my story with people, I was like, it can also, like, the greatest adversities can be the greatest gifts also, because I'm able to grow from that. Like, without adversity, we don't have personal growth. Yeah. And I never thought I would come out of that. And with the disease, and then with that, it was, I made that choice to stay strong as much as I could for my daughter, so she could have that example of a strong woman as well. So I chose to not let it break me.
Alleluia. That's beautiful. And thank you for your willingness to be vulnerable.
Yes.
Thank you for your willingness
of course.
To be vulnerable. And that can help so many.
Just
I know.
By hearing that it's
too,
so hard to picture when you're in the thick of it. It's hard to see a light. Like, it truly is. I mean, it's impossible day to day, but you get these little glimpses every now and then, and you're like, I'm doing it.
You are doing it.
Yeah.
You are rocking it. You're doing great. So great. So as we close up here, for those feeling lost in their own health journey, what encouragement would you offer to them to help them as that first step forward towards hope and healing?
I would say just don't give up. There are so many physicians out there and practitioners out there, and you never know until you try. Yeah. And don't be afraid to try something new. Like, before my Lyme disease, I had never been to a chiropractor. I had never been to a naturopathic physician. I was literally just eating bagels every day and Oreos, and that was my life because I was 28 and it didn't matter to me. So taking a step to see these practitioners that I was not educated about, they changed my life. And that's how I'm so thankful for all of them. They're still on my team. Like, I still have the same people on my team from 10 years, and they grew with me. And that's what you need to find. You need to find your team, the people that will grow with you, and who will stick by your side, and who you build a trust and a rapport, but you have to put in the work also to do that. And it's discouraging. Like, it's discouraging when you're getting lost and you're getting frustrated, but you just have to keep going and find your why. Like, what is motivating me? And for me, it was having a family. And that's still my why right now. So don't give up. Yeah, thank you.
Don't give up. And those are the words from Tami. Don't give up. That's a wrap, and thank you so much for being with me today.
Thanks for having me.
So wonderful. I look forward to continuing to partner with you.
Awesome.
We'll see you next time on Just Kimberly.
Thank you.